Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this episode 23 of the Late Night Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Unfitz. Some people call me the Bearded One. So today was the first day of E3, and oh my dear, did Xbox deliver this year. I am just beside myself with the amount of awesomeness that I'm just here, take my wallet. I don't need money anymore. It's yours. Keep it. Microsoft, you've tricked me into wanting everything. I want it alls. Gives me its alls. I say gives me it. So I can't imagine PlayStation coming back with anything great, and they really didn't. And I was really I was afraid of this because last year the big hype was all about PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is going to have all these awesome things. They came out of the box swinging. They didn't have an entire community of people behind them going, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing with your hardware? Why are you doing it this way? Please do it differently. Please do it differently." And their community really stuck by them, the PlayStation 4. And I was so close to jumping ship. I literally was going to get rid of my Xbox and go with a PlayStation 4. Even everyone that I know was like, "Dude, why'd you get an Xbox One? Why would you do that to yourself? You're just asking for problems." And so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it with the Kinect. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try the entire experience because I've never done that before, and so I did. And I'm actually kind of eating some of my words here. I really wish that I wasn't kind of. I really wish that I wasn't eating words here, but I really am. I'm eating these words, and I kind of like the Kinect. And I only like it for really one thing. It's annoying almost all other times, but I really like it once when I can turn on my Kinect and go, Xbox, watch Netflix, Xbox, watch TV, Xbox, go to this, Xbox, do that. I really like that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm sticking with it, although I am having some issues with mine. But who knows? Anyway, some of the games that are coming out for Microsoft versus PlayStation, I'm more impressed with the Microsoft lineup. I'm just more impressed with the enthusiasm actually behind it because I really thought that this was not going to be the case. I really thought that was going to be PlayStation all the way. But I've been reading a lot of the Twitter comments. A lot of people say, where's this, where's that? You guys kind of missed the mark here. Nobody was looking for any of this information or for any of these games. So just kind of a couple of big things, kind of a couple of things that I took away from Microsoft's announcement. And one of the couple of the big things was, and I know a friend of mine who encouraged me to download Crackdown 2 when it was free on Xbox One or Xbox 360 Live Gold. It was Crackdown 2, and they are releasing Crackdown 3, and it looks fantastically amazing. And I can't get over it. It's very cartoon-like, and I'm really enjoying that. But it's meant to be that way. It's always been that way, and it looks really good. I mean, it's going to be a fun game, and I'm really hoping that they don't kind of cut it in half. It's development time from Crackdown 2, and admittedly by the CEO of Microsoft for the Xbox portion, um, or the CFO, I don't remember what he was, but by one of the big wigs, he was like, they just didn't have enough time to finish the game, and I'm hoping that when they gave these guys enough time, the last Crackdown I guess was like 3 years ago. I don't remember the exact dates, but it was a while ago. Before they saw another Crackdown, and it was a good game, and it was really quick pace, and it was not my cup of tea, but I liked it. I thought, for those people who like those style of games, I think they would have a great time, and it's not going to be a big deal. If they miss a mark here and there, I think the fanboys are going to love that so much that it's going to do well no matter what. I think that for me, there's got to be a little bit of a more of an explanation of what's going on in the game. So that's kind of where I stand with that one. Halo: The Master Chief Collection. What they're doing is they're taking all of the Halos from the original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and they're all going to remaster them and put them on the 360. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. All the DLC, all the map packs, everything's going to go on one console. You can buy it all for $56 or $59.99. All of them. It's going to be insane. I miss playing a lot of these like smaller maps from Halo and just having a grand old time, just playing 4v4 with just friends. Just uh, that's what got me in the game. It was the Halo franchise, being able to make groups so easily, being able to get on and make friends and communicate. And that was the heyday of Xbox Live. That was the heyday of online gaming, when you could get online, and if you started playing with a couple of guys that you jived with, that you got along with, or even just a couple of people, you could really get into live gaming and make lifelong friends. Like, I still remember screen names from people that I used to stay up with until all hours of the night, just chatting and playing games and just having a good time. And it's not like that anymore. It feels very trolly. It feels very awkward, and I'm really hoping that with the fact that Xbox started repackaging all of their Xbox with headsets in them, that more people start to get on and start to use them. The stigma of the small child yelling at you and telling you to go F yourself is hopefully going to go away. I'm really not sure about that, but I'm really hoping that with the fact that they did punch in a headset with every Xbox, that everyone will just start picking them up and start playing again. Games go so much easier when you can communicate, and if you communicate effectively, and you know the maps and the people that you're playing with have like an idea of the map, it's going to be more fun because you're going to be more competitive as a whole. And that's what I really liked about a lot of these games. Some of the things that I was noticing when I was watching E3 today is a lot of these games are based on communication. A lot of these games are pushing the fact that you need to communicate with the rest of your team. Even the most recent MMO, WildStar, I'm watching some of these dungeons and I go, how are we ever going to pug these? The amount of communication that these 4 players are putting in just to do the dungeon is ridiculously awesome. So I'm curious to see it. I'm really excited to see it because one of the things that I enjoy and one of the things that this show is just based on is community. Building that gaming community, all for one for all type of thing. We all have our favorites. We all have our fans. We all geek out about the same thing. That's what this show's about, and that's what I'm hoping that the big push with the next gen consoles are going to be about, because now they can put so much more in there, and there's so much more content that you have to almost communicate. There's probably going to be more than one way to break a game, so the meta is going to be wide open in a lot of these games. If you're going to be a competitive person about it, if you're just playing to have fun, do that too, and experience the full online multiplayer experience where you're talking at people, you're talking smack to a couple players, and you're having fun doing it. And you mean no harm. When it becomes harmful is when it becomes unfun. So Halo 5 also has been announced, and I'm on the fence with this one. I want Halo 5 to do extremely well, and it hurts my soul to say that because I love Bungie as a company. I think they've always done great things, and I think they've always had the customer or the end user experience in mind when they're developing content. And it breaks my heart to say that I hope 343 does a good job with this. But we shall see, and hopefully, either they're going to create a franchise that's going to carry on and go, into 5 games, 6 games. I think we're at like 8 or 9 Halo IPs or games from that IP. And so Halo 5 has been announced, and there's some mystery behind Master Chief and who he is and his beginning. So we're starting to really dive into this character, Master Chief, which, again, I've always lived by the saying, don't meet your idols. And Master Chief's an idol in a lot of people. Master Chief is that mystical character that brought a lot of us back together with each other, and understood what community was about and what gaming community was about. Big communities like Reddit will tell you all day long, it is about the community. You have more fun when you're enjoying life with thousands of people who you have no idea who they are, except you have one thing in common. And I'm really hoping that this is really going to bring that feel back. They're not just pushing the game and the storyline down our throats. They're bringing community back, something that we can all nerd out about, and geek out about, and love. So I'm really hoping that that's where that's going to go. Phantom Dust is one of the IPs that Microsoft had that had rave reviews. It's not one that I actually knew about, but I'm actually going to check this one out. D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die by Access Games. also produced or published by Microsoft Studios. So Dance Central, Spotlight, I saw some of that. That looked actually really good graphically. I'm not really into those games. Dragon Age Inquisition, I've talked about on this. BioWare, that's one of their IPs. This game is I'm just waiting. That game's gonna look great. I really want to get my hands on it to review it, and I really hope I can do that. Fable Legends, Lionheart breaks out the masterpiece and just starts going off on it. Um, I saw a little bit of this too. This game looked fantastic. Um, I can't really wait to see this. I really, really, really am excited for Fable Legends. And the way things are going, everything's DLC, everything's downloadable content. So I'm able to just go on my Xbox and just run with it and just get it and download it. I come home on lunch and go, oh my gosh, it's payday. I can't wait to play this game when I get home. So Halo 5 is actually going to be called Guardians, so Halo 5 Guardians, if that's going to tip anybody off. Happy Wars for Xbox One. Happy Wars is a popular free-to-play online multiplayer action game. I don't really know what to make of this game. I really think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to be one of those campy community games that people just get together and really love, kind of like a Team Fortress style thing for the Xbox. I'm excited about that. So, Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition. Say that 5 times fast. I don't really know what that means, but Killer Instinct's going to have some more things coming to it. Scalebound, I saw the theatrical trailer for this, and I say theatrical like it's not going to be looking like this in the game, but it was really cool because you had these like really giant dragons, and then you have this really giant like creature, like foresty creature with a hard carapace or a hard back shell, and you got this little dude who just ran by, and you see him, and he's like looking back, he's looking at the dragon, he's looking at the big carapace looking thing. And they start fighting, and he just like you see him like run off to the side, and he pulls out a bow and arrow and shoots the foresty-looking bug creature. And then you get the hint within a couple of seconds that he might be friendly with these dragon things, and then you find out he actually is friendly with the dragon things, and then you use dragons and you fight these epic battles. The producers of this game, Platinum Games, said it's going to bring warfare into a whole new scale. So, I mean, just looking at the sky view, this planet, this world looks massive and huge. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one, with that one. Just kind of name it Project Sparked. I've been messing around with Project Sparked a little bit. I reviewed it briefly for an episode a while back, and I haven't touched it since. I did have the beta participation, and I'm really looking at seeing what that's more like. Project Spark is a really fun kind of game of a game. It's an open world, open source canvas game. So you're able to create these other games and adventures based on the world that is within Spark. And I'm assuming they're going to start adding more action packs and more characters and more things that you can purchase, and there's going to be a micro transaction system. But I'm not 100% sure how Project Spark's really going to push. It is a community-based game, and the community within itself is really cool because you can go visit other people's games. There's a multiplayer aspect to it. You can design these games for more than one people or person. So there's also that. Rise of the Tomb Raider is the next installment after the last one the last Tomb Raider that came out for 360. So you're learning a lot more about Lara Croft, how she became such a ingrained Tomb Raider, and how she became such a badass. Because if you've played the first one, you realize that she's kind of a pansy at first, and she's really just kind of pushing herself through this, just going, oh, I'm going to survive this. I have to survive this. I have to carry on the legend and everything else like that. So Tom Clancy's The Division also. One of the things there's two more games that I'm super, super excited about. The first one is Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is a unique combination of non-linear storytelling and open world combat, open world exploration. It's a fantasy RPG. So if you've ever played, it's a kind of like a Morrowind, but on a smaller scale and not as popular. So it's fun and it's enjoyable, and I really liked Witcher 2, and so I'm really hoping that Witcher 3 comes out and is as enjoyable. The storyline was pretty intense at times, so I'm really hoping. I felt a lot of hope for that game, so we'll go from there. And so we will kind of talk a little bit about what came out of Sony. And I'm not quite sure as to what came out of Sony because I really didn't get to check it, but I did see that a lot of people were kind of unhappy. Some of the comments that I saw on Twitter were, where's was it Devil May Cry or something like that? Some stuff that I wasn't too sure that people really cared about too much. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just gonna go ahead and I had it pulled. Oh, here it is. So yeah, I'm not a PlayStation guy. I've never really been, so I really wasn't planning on covering too much of the PlayStation stuff. But there are some announcements that I did get really excited about because I am going to become a PlayStation guy. Only because I've had Denver Comic Con coming up, so I'm really waiting for that to happen. So, Little Big Planet to come for PlayStation 4. So far, Little Big Planet has been this game that I've always been in love with. It's one of the platformers that I kind of found myself really enjoying, really liking, and I'm really glad it's going to come to the next generation because I'm really cool to see some of that really nitty gritty stuff. So, one of the people, Feeding Frenzy 91, asked, which conference do you think was the best so far? Well, only because I've only gotten to see Microsoft. I really like the layout of Microsoft's conference, and since it's just fresh and I was just wrapping up the Microsoft stuff, I'll talk about it just a little bit longer. I thought Microsoft was well done. It was the after conference really caught my attention as well. I saw Ubisoft's through a live blog. I didn't really get to see it live, but I was really impressed with some of their stuff. I love their little, white rabbit things that they had. I almost peed myself laughing at that video. I thought that was really great. It was a great way to open. It was very lighthearted, and then right after that, it went really dark with the with Uncharted 4. Or I'm sorry, Far. Let me bounce over my words a little bit more here. With the Uncharted, I think it was 4. I think it was. But it was great to see just that kind of humor. Just that, hey, we are gamers and we are fans of our own games and of our other developers' games at heart. I'd love to see that community outbreak. I love to see that Microsoft really. I'm really curious to see because Microsoft was their big thing, and I wrote this down in my show notes here. And while I was at work, I was writing. Literally pen and paper, old-fashioned style. I was writing this. So I mean, I really was impressed with Microsoft's presentation, and I was really impressed with their message. Their message is, we are here for you, the gamer. We are here for you, the community, and we want to bring as much together and as much as possible. And I really enjoyed I really just like that they're pushing for that type of environment. And Ubisoft's, what I liked about it was, again, the opening, and I also like that they kept it just really fun and really they're just driving the point that, hey, we're just coming out with amazing games. That's our goal. That's what we want to do. Is just amazing games. One of the things that I really was hoping to see more about was the more of the jesting between Microsoft and PlayStation, because it was the first time, and I think ever, that Microsoft and PlayStation launched their consoles in the same year at the same time. Well, and I say at the same time, I mean they were relatively within a couple of months of each other, and that's usually not the case. They usually launch their consoles within a year of each other. I think the only console that launched off cycle this year or last year was, was the Wii U. I think the Wii U was the only one that launched outside of any other major launch. But Microsoft is just, I guess if I had to pick one so far, I'd say Microsoft took the cake. Um, I did, like I said, I haven't gotten a lot of actual watch time just because I do work a full-time job and I'm fixing people's computers, and I love it. But Far Cry, when Ubisoft came out and went deeper into Far Cry, I was really excited about that because I'm really not happy about the protagonist though because he kind of looks like a very pretty psychotic boy, and that kind of bugged me a little bit. But then again, it's your typical bad guy, and I like that they're doing that. I like they're keeping it kind of fun and lighthearted, and they're not taking themselves too seriously. I think that's one of the problems that we've had with games in the past is these guys, the developers take themselves way too serious, and when the game doesn't come out, or when the game's starting to come out and they're starting to release things and their community's going, no, we want to see this. We think that this would be a good fit. They go, well, what do you do? What do you guys know? You're not developers. You're not artists. You're not conceptual level designers. You guys don't know what you're talking about. And we, the community, are the people that are going to play this. So why not? Why not help us let you design your own games? Infamous. Okay, yeah. That segues are awkward, guys. Segues are totally awkward. Anyways, Infamous is going to expand. There's going to be a new light called First Light, and it will launch around August. So that's going to be some more content for Infamous if you're itching and begging for that. There's going to be some, what was this? Sony Entertainment CEO and Group President Andrew House kicks off an event noting that Sony will focus more on community in video gameplay instead of solitary action. So they're pushing the community as well, and I appreciate this because again, the community has been lost, and that's what this show, that's what me and my, anybody that works with me or for me, that's what they're striving to do. They're striving to bring us a community so that we can all talk alike, and so. I'm glad that the theme so far has been community, has been we want you guys involved. We want to know what you guys think. We're going to push for your opinions, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. Because I'm a very opinionated person, I like to give it. So far, that's really all I see from the PlayStation guys. As usual, as a community base, if you have any comments or you are excited about something from E3 and you want to post it up here, please do leave it in the comments below. If you want to see, get excited with somebody about some of this stuff and talk about it, and kind of speculate with us, go ahead and leave that on the comments below. So tomorrow we're going to be doing another recap of E3 because I'm going to try and recap at least more than once a week when special events come out. The off-day shows, guys, are going to be a little bit shorter than normal shows. So a normal show is about a half hour to an hour long. Those shows are going to be about 15-20 minutes. It's going to be real quick, real fast, and only on YouTube and only on my Google Plus channel. So if you guys want to know where you can find me at those places, at Google Plus, that is Late Night Gaming plus Late Night Gaming Net, or you can find me personally at Plus Kevin Unfit Games, or you can find my other show, which is based on WildStar the video game, at Plus Nexus Project. So those are the Plus channels. You can always find us at Facebook at facebook.com/LNGcast. And you can also find me on YouTube as well, and a whole bunch of different places. Late Night Gaming, we're going to find all of the links for all of my channels, for all of my social media stuff. If you guys go out there and you start hitting like and giving me thumbs up on YouTube, that really helps me out. That gets me to get a better camera, which I really need to get more cameras, and as well as some light diffusion to make this a better thing for you guys at home to view. So with that being said, that is E3. That is kind of my takeaways with E3. I really liked, again, just the whole community vibe and feel, and that they're really focusing in on this. There is one thing that I really want to talk about before I wrap up E3 wrap up of day one. I know that's a lot of words to say all at once. I just want to thank everybody who's shown up for the show tonight. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I do have a Q&A always on. Please feel free to ask your questions. If I don't answer it right away, it doesn't mean I didn't forget about you. It just means that I was in the middle of a thought and I want to finish my thought before I move on. One of the greatest things that I think that Microsoft could have done, and they are doing, is ID at Xbox. This is independent gamers, independent developers at Xbox that are going to be spotlighted, kind of like a green light for the Steam community as well. These aren't going to be so much community based, whereas the developers are going to kind of reach out to these companies and say, "Hey, develop this for Xbox," and yada yada yada. I'm not sure the exact details on that yet, but a couple of the titles that just popped up and I really saw and I loved the artwork. One of them was Cuphead. Cuphead is your like 19. I want to say like 1930s, 40s, maybe 50s. What was the 1920s? I think was the Steamboat Willie cartoon for Mickey, and it's got that feel to it, but it's in color. It's not all black and white. It's got that old school cartoon feel to it, and I was just watching the preview, and it was literally like it was a teaser of teasers. It was there for about 2 seconds, and then gone just like that. And I saw it, and I was like, I need to play this game. This game looks artistically, it looks phenomenal. Grave, Wolfie, Another World, FRU, Earthlock, just to name a couple of them. This was about a 5 or 6 minute long video of like 10-second clips of all of these different independent developers just throwing their games out at Xbox. And if you're an indie type person, I feel like the Xbox One's really catering to that, and I think that's where you're really going to find your indie titles. So if you're looking for a reason to buy an Xbox, now is that time. And even so, here coming up in I think another month or so, at the end of June, they're going to start shipping Xboxes without the Kinect. So if you're literally just looking for an Xbox console, now's the time to pick it up. They're going to start selling that, and if you figure, oh my gosh, I really have to have the Kinect because this indie developer that I've been following for months is coming out with this great game, that's more the reason why. FRU is one of the reasons that I have a Kinect right now, is because you're going to stand up and it's going to see a silhouette and it's going to be in color, and you're going to try and this character is going to try and jump off of you, and you can like flip them up in the air and push them off your shoulder towards an objective, and that's an incredible use of the Kinect. And it gets you off the couch, it gets you having fun, it's challenging, you're thinking about the game. I think the independent developers are going to have a huge platform to start pushing a lot of their content. So with that being said, I'd like to start talking a little bit about Denver Comic-Con. And the reason why I'm going to talk about that is because next week I'm not going to be doing a normal show on Monday and Tuesday, because I will be getting back from Denver Sunday afternoon. Monday, I will have a day to recoup because I am going to be following E3 all this week. I'm going to have to go to a wedding on Thursday. And then I'm going to Denver Comic-Con. I will be checking in with you guys. There's going to be some special sites on my website at latenightgaming.net. You're going to see a special link there. I'm going to try and post all my videos there. I'm going to try and post all of my stuff on Vine. You're going to see all that stuff just popping up on Vine, on YouTube, on Facebook. So follow me on all that stuff. You're going to see tons and tons of pictures just popping up everywhere. I am, as far as I know, and I still am, the only gaming focused nerdy podcast that's going to be there. So there's an entire section of independent gamers, and I want to give you guys that list. I think I gave it to you guys about a week ago. I never put it in the show notes because I was silly and lazy about that, so please do excuse my laziness, but again, it is only me, and I am trying to get more people involved here. Again, community-based, and as I start to get more and more and grow, I really hope that more and more people start to come through. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you guys the list of confirmed developers at Denver Comic-Con, and I have done some research on some of these guys, on some of these companies here, and a lot of them are just fantastic little independent developers with multiple IPs and just fantastic ideas. A lot of them, there's one of them here. I believe it is Boulder Games or Glass Bottom Games, are all just 2D side-scrolling action, keeping it old school, and just a wonderful artistic expression of old school video gaming, and I loved it. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea, I'm going to kind of just look at my laptop here. So it's Arson Games, ARCEN Games, Boulder Games, Glass Bottom Games, Water Balloon Games, Serenity Forge, Galactic Bits, Dream Quest Games, Wormbite spelled WYRMBYTE, Radical Games, Ludo Games, Ludoland, LUDO, Beta Dwarf Entertainment, Idle Minds, That Dragon, Comic Cancer, Red Level Games, Quaker Heart Studios, Leviathan Games, Toy Makers, Colorado Game Coders, and these guys they all have fantastic games. Some of them are just iOS developers. Some of them are just 2D. Some of them are 3D world adventures. Some of them are educational. They're going to be there, and they're going to be great. I'm really going to be pushing forward to interview as many of these guys as I can. I'm going to try and cover as many panels as I can that they're going to have. They are going to have a couple of panels that I think I want to leave it up to you. Whoever wants to know about this stuff, whoever wants to see this stuff, whoever wants me to cover it and get some information for you, please, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below and on here. Go to facebook.com/LNGcast. Leave a comment there. Just let me know what you want to see covered, and I will do that for you. I have no problems covering what you guys want to see. So with that also being said, I'm just right now trying to find you guys the listing of things. I might post this up on the website. I think they already have this at denvercomiccon.com. You'll be able to find the listing of events, what time they're going to take place, and just let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see. I do, and like I said, I'm going to be all over Twitter. I'm going to be all over Twitter asking people who are at the con through Twitter if I can get an interview with them. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'll buy them a beer if I got to. I'll spend money on beer. I got a problem with that. Just to kind of I'm really going for the experience, and you guys are going to benefit from that because you're going to see something that is up and coming on the rise. This is one of the largest Comic-Cons in the United States, so we're going to go from there, and I'm not going to be at a booth or a table, so Denver Comic-Con is going to be me walking around a lot. I will have my logo, so if you look at my lower third, right here is my logo. I will have my logo on my shirt, so you'll be ready to identify me as if you didn't know who I was already with this beautiful man beard that I have here. So if you didn't know who I was already, then definitely swing by and say hi to me if you see me and you want to chat with me about something. I'm gonna have this thing on me. Okay, guys, this is a miniature hand recorder. And this is what I'm going to take everybody's interviews with. I said this months ago back when I started getting really excited for Denver Comic Con. I'm going to be doing quick 5-minute interviews with everybody that I get my hands on. If you're in my way, you will be speaking into this little device here. Okay, this is my Roland. And this is my Roland R05. It's going to capture every interview everywhere I go. And I'm going to do as much as I can. I am trying to interview some of my idols, and those idols are the next generation cast. So Jonathan Frakes is going to be there. LeVar Burton is going to be there. Mariana Sirtis is going to be there. Just Amy Pond from Doctor Who. Stephen Amell, who's going to be playing who is playing as Arrow in the WB series. He's there. Radagast the Brown, also one of the earlier Doctors. I think he was like the he was like the 6th or 7th Doctor. Actually, he was further than that because 7th Doctor will be there as well. So kind of a Doctor reunion a little bit too as well. So that's going to be fun. So Denver Comic Con, if you see me walking around, I will have business cards on me. I would love to have stickers and other things, but unfortunately the budget did not reach high enough. We did not get nearly as many donations as we needed, which is fine, and I appreciate whatever we did get. and you guys out there know exactly who you are. So I do appreciate the extra cash, the extra money that was able to get me, up there a little bit easier, and make things just a little bit easier for me while I'm there. So, Denver Comic Con, E3 Day 1 wrap up. I want to know. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you're excited about from E3. Tell me something that I may have missed that I should have covered. Yell at me if you got to. I don't care. Just leave a comment down below, and let me know what I should be looking for. What do you guys out there who watch this? What do you guys want to know about E3? Like, what are you excited to learn about? I know that I am going to be watching with my eyes peeled back, and a pen and paper in hand when Nintendo takes the stage. I'm really excited to see that. Like I said, Nintendo can really shine here because Nintendo is famous for releasing their console, and then a year or something goes by. A lot of developers are starting to bring these games out of development and into maybe a closed beta or even an closed alpha, and they're starting to really push these games. And they're starting to really say, hey, this is a game that we need to start talking about to start bringing the hype. And Nintendo is famous for that extra gap in time, so this is the year that they should be just flooring us with what's coming out. They've had quite a bit of success with this game right here, Mario Kart 8. I was lucky enough to get one of these cool flags here, so I really appreciate this. A Nintendo rep who knows who I am recognized me and handed me one of these while I was at a Walmart locally. There's two sides to it. I thought it was cool. But I'm going to be bringing this podcast to an end here. So with that all being said, I'm very excited about Denver Comic Con. I'm even more excited about E3, and I'm even excited to meet some of you guys out there. I know there's not a lot of people viewing. This is still technically a newer podcast, so I'm still trying to push that out there, guys. If you want to help out the podcast, and the most direct and easiest way is to just go to latenightgaming.net, click on the donate button, send me some actual dollars and cents, and that's a direct way to do it. If that's a little too forward for you, and we got to get to know each other a little bit better, go to YouTube and like some videos, watch some of my past videos, write a comment or two. Write a comment or two to this video if you want to. That all helps me out. That gets me recognition. Being a subscriber also helps me out. The more I can get, the better. So check it out, latenightgaming.net, facebook.com/LNGcast. And then tomorrow night, we will be doing the Nexus podcast, the Nexus Project. Nexus Project is a podcast solely based on WildStar, the MMO. If you don't know what it is, check out that podcast. We have some live game preview in episode number 2, which is the only episode on my Google account on that one over there. There's live gameplay about character creation. Right now I'm taking it very slow with different videos. The more I get videos out there, the better. And so we'll go from there. And you guys are more than welcome to join me after the show at twitch.tv/ Wow, I really just brain farted what my Twitch was. It was twitch.tv/unfitgames. That is who I am. That is where you'll find me. You should see some shows going up there as well. I'm going to try and see how I can keep a show running at Google+, but also be able to do it on Twitch. If you don't know, more and more podcasts about gaming are going to Twitch that are video. Also, Stitcher. I'm on there as well, and on iTunes. So feel free to like me, subscribe to me, do all that fun stuff. I will make it as easy as possible for you. So stay tuned, and as usual, guys, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys next week. Well, actually, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. So stay tuned to the website. There will be lots and lots of updates from Denver Comic Con, and yeah, you guys enjoy and have a good one.